Hello. Waldrop. Just me and Paul. Just me and Paul hanging out tonight. How is everybody that is not watching an ad? Assuming there are a couple of people here. Paul, how you doing, my friend? Back making guitars. Saw the Mesquite weight relieved Telecaster in progress over at Waldrop Guitars. That probably goes. That's why you go to Rockler for your drill bits, to get them replaced, because you do things like routing out weight relief in Mesquite guitar bodies. William Krulik, hey, Tim Mallon, Chris Pinnell. Wound up around 6 pounds. That's pretty light, all things considered, isn't it? I should put, one day I should actually weigh Dawn just to see like how ridiculously heavy she is. Just got a free replacement bit today. All right. CDC Vintage and Mechanical. How you doing, my friend? Welcome to the show. New name. Intent. Oh, you almost got me. Joel is here. See, you guys, I will never call you that unless it's by accident. How you doing, my friend? Welcome back. How'd the market go? You have to show up more often, or watch them after the fact. Did a show on Monday about how the market went and how I'm never doing summer markets ever again. It's a little bit of an overstatement, but it's a lot of standing around getting complimented without making a lot of sales. Haven't got to watch it yet. Well, spoiler alert. Not awesome. Not the worst market I've ever done by any means, but it's getting harder and harder to justify. Cutting tenons right now. Keep your eyes on the tenon, my friend. Cut to the line. Don't watch this nonsense. Tenons are important. What are you making? What are you cutting tenons on? Tom Brown. Hey, another new name. Only found your channel last week, but love how excited you get about new tools and completing projects. Doesn't everybody get excited about new tools and completing projects? I don't know. I mean, that's exciting to me. Maybe my life is just that boring. No, like, new tools and completing projects is exciting. Just got my lathe, but can't set it up for a couple of months still. Ooh, gotta stare at it in the box. That's unfortunate. But yeah, at least you got the lathe. What kind of lathe did you get? The planer is making this a whole lot easier. Yeah, they'll do that. Made a wooden bar for my old pinball machine. Cool. Like an old pinball machine, like with like actual mechanisms and gears and stuff. That's rad. Trying to get ready for my first market. How much stuff should I bring? Bring as much stuff as you have. I tried to bring $2,000 worth of products. If I was to sell out my entire table, I would sell more than $2,000 worth of things. It's not always the case, but and a variety of price points. Bring some cheap stuff, bring some expensive stuff, bring some impressive stuff, bring some simple stuff, because everybody's got a different budget, and they are there to support craftspeople. But sometimes they want to support craftspeople $20 or $30 worth, and not $80 or $90 worth. But you have to have those pricier items for the people that do have that kind of money to throw around. So um, there's no right answer. Bring as much as you have, make as much as you can, and make a variety of price points, and not quality. I don't want to say like make lesser quality things, but like I sell more slimline pens than anything else because people want a nice wooden thing, but they have $80 to spend at the market, and they can't buy one bowl for $80 because then they can't go get a cake pop or a brownie or a bag of popcorn or anything else, you know. I did some woodworking today. Hold on. I did some woodworking today. He's got it in quotes though. I used my woodworking tools to make some cuts in some wood. Hey, that's perfectly good woodworking. Craftex CX814. Currently building the shop. Oh, okay, that's where you can't get it running because the shop isn't built. Yeah, okay. Another Canadian with the Busy Bee lathe. It's entirely possible that I end up with a Craftex lathe in the next little while, or a King. Travel guy, a little travel guy lathe, because that isn't a Mastercraft. It's possible. It's a big festival, at least 1,000 people per day. Just make as much as you can, bring as much as you can. It doesn't make any sense to not bring everything you've got. Watched the DeWalt Wet Dry Vac vid today. Consensus was it sucks, but it sucks good. It does. It does suck good, and it sucks quieter than most shop vac style vacuums. It's still happy with that purchase. Make sun while the hay shines is what they say. I don't think it is. I don't think that is what they say. But I mean, who cares? They're dumb sometimes. It might be in Saskatoon. What might be in the? I don't know. There's too many conversations happening. What might be in Saskatoon? Got my eyes on some dust collection. Planer chips are aplenty in the yard right now. There you go. Dust collection. That, yes, I agree. I am really, really good at dust collection. So, yes. Probably a prairie saying, oh, I get it. I don't know if you know this, but Saskatoon is the Paris of the prairies. I think. Geez, I hope they're not talking about Regina when they say that. Because Regina sucks. What am I drinking? I am drinking a Sleeman Original Draft. Original Lager. It used to be called Original Draft. They changed the name of my beer. It's a Sleeman Original Lager now? I mean, it's always been a lager. They got me. I wonder how long that's been that I haven't noticed. Looking for some empty. No Bud Light today. No, I can't even remember the last time I had a Bud Light. That's gross. Don't do that. Probably the last time I had Bud Light was back when I was bartending, and they came out with that Bud Light Lime that was just flying off the shelves, and everybody was raving about it. So I gave it a try, and I was like, okay, that's like sort of crisp and refreshing with a light undertone of citrus. I don't hate that. I don't understand what all the fuss is about, but because people just couldn't keep it in stock, it was flying so quick. But Eric Habakabaka, welcome to the show. We got new peeps. CDC. What is his actual name? Hold on. C something. CDC Vintage and Mechanical. Yeah, I was just about to say, do you have an actual name? Yes, of course you have an actual name. I will try to remember if you want to tell me what your actual name is, so I don't have to call you CDC Vintage and Mechanical all the time. That's a little unwieldy. My name's Robert. Oh, for fuck's sakes, Robert. It's CDC Vintage and Mechanical. At least it could start with a C or something so that I can make a connection. Robert is CDC Vintage and Mechanical. That's going to be a tough one to. Robert, Bob. See, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to make that connection. Rob, CDC Vintage, and I might just stick with CDC, my friend, because I don't know that I'm going to be able to make that connection because Robert does not fit in with any. It's like CDC Vintage, Robert the Vintage. Sometimes I can do this. Robert is a winemaker, maybe, and he makes a nice vintage. No. I won't be offended if you forget good, because this is going to be hard. Robert is shortened to Bob, which has 3 letters, and so does CDC. Okay, yeah, but his name, do you actually go by Bob? Because normally you would then say that your name is Bob as opposed to Robert. The fact that he said his name was Robert tells me that maybe he doesn't go by Bob. Dances with Aardvarks is here. That's Chris? Maybe. I don't know. You guys and your names. Like, I try. I go by Tim, actually. Dances with Aardvarks is Mike. That one I might be able to do. That one, see, I don't even have. I should be able to do that one. Maybe the fact that I've complained so much about CDC and Robert not making sense, that might be enough to make that connection. Robert Kaduk. Robert Kaduk is his name. That's his name. His name is Robert Kaduk. Okay, that might be enough. Robert Kaduk, Vintage and Mechanical. If you subtract 1 letter from C and add 11 letters to D, you'll get Bob from CDC. Yes, this is true. That's valid. I think Bob Kaduk is an easier way to remember that. We got Bob Krulik, who is here from Opossum Creek. Don't know why I remember that. I can remember where Bob Krulik is from, but I don't know if I'm going to remember Robert Kaduk. the more convoluted you make it means you'll remember Robert now. I think Robert Caduck is going to do it. Bob and Caduck both start and end with the same letter. Yeah, see, if we'll just keep talking about different connections we can make. And then it'll register over time. I think Bob Caduck is my Bobbert. Bobbert Caduck. His name is now Bobbert. So that was a thing that we did for a few minutes. Your memory's better than mine. Yeah, well, it'll go eventually. Joel is from Wisconsin, Minnesota. I have a couple of that region of people. Tyler Peterson's back. Look out. He likes having too many frets in his guitar. In case you have not met Tyler Peterson, he puts too many frets in guitar necks. I have a big ash piece of ash. I have to, the shop that I work at is doing a class on making resin art in wooden bowls. So guess who they asked to make a bunch of wooden bowls, but don't really want to pay that much for them. So I got a big ass chunk of ash, 8-quarter ash, that I have to turn into hopefully 30 bowls. It'll be a cool name for the cool video title if I can do it. 30 bowls from a big ash piece of ash and a big 30 bowls out of a. I figure out a fun way to do it. 30 big ash bowls? No. Getting 30 bowls out of a big ash board. 30 bowls from a big ash board. Big ash board. That's what it is. So yeah, I've got a 7 by 96 piece of 8-quarter ash that pulling 30 bowls from my ash. That's all right. That's too, that I think it needs the word turning in it for the SEO, for the algorithm and stuff. Make a pot instead and put some pot in it. It's not what it's for a thing. I'm getting paid to make approximately, hopefully 30 bowls. I'm going to try to get them all out of one piece of ash. And I think 30 bowls out of a big ash board is pretty good. What is resin art in wooden bowls? You take a wooden bowl and then you make little resin art in the bottom of the inside of it. You go to the website, go to the Crow's Nest website and go to the classes and scroll down. They make little ocean scene in the bottom of an inside of a bowl. I don't know. I need to make a bunch of bowls for a little bit of money. I'm going to try to get them out of this one piece of ash because I went to the lumber store and That was the best deal I could find. Was I wanted a darker wood than that, but that's what I got because 8-quarter lumber is fucking expensive ass. That was $11 a board foot for 8-quarter ash. How big are the bowls going to be? King Bee Woodworking. I'm going to hopefully be able to get 10 5.5 inch bowls. She wants some big ones that are actually quite little. Like the 5.5 is the big one. She wants everybody that's in the class to be able to do a big one and maybe 2 small ones, maybe 1 small one. And there are 10 people in the class. So I need to try to make 30 bowls. So I'm going to do 5.5s and 3.5s. So some of them are going to be pretty little. But if everybody gets 3, they get a 5.5 and 2 3.5s. I think they'll be happy with that. So I think I can do, I might even have a couple of like tool handle worth of ash left if I do 5.5s down to say 56 inches. That gives me 40 inches, and I can do 3.5s up either side. That's yeah, that's enough. Len's handcrafted wooden signs. That's Len. I think. God, I hope so. That'd be a stupid name for your company if it's not. Well, you know, that's mean. Maybe it was your grandfather's company and you've been carrying it. I don't know. I shouldn't just assume that that's a stupid name for your company if your name isn't Len. Maybe your dad's name was Len and you took over the company from him, and then it wouldn't be a stupid name. My apologies. It was very judgmental. Len is fine. Good, because that's what you're going to get called. Stupid Ash Wood Company. I like that. Anyway, before I get too many beers in, let's make a bowl. Just to see if I remember how to do that. Because I have to make 30 bowls relatively quickly next week. And I think a practice one to remember what I'm doing might be a good idea. So I got a piece of walnut up there on the lathe. Always operate lathes while intoxicated. I mean, not always. I don't think that's a rule. And it's my first beer. Let's just... see how it goes. Come on. If it's not going well, I'm happy to just stop. How many minutes per bowl do you estimate when doing 30 in a row? Well, in order for me to be paid even I don't think I'm going to make minimum wage doing it. I think maybe the little 3.5s. If I could break this thing down into chunks and round off the corners and everything on the bandsaw, I think I can, and I just do like all the outsides and a mortise or a recess, and then put the chuck up and just do all the insides. Maybe a half an hour. I might be able to get it down to a half an hour. It's not a job that I'm taking because it's lucrative. Let's put it that way. I don't think I'm going to make decent money doing it. They just need to be simple bowls. They don't need to be complicated. I don't need to be in top gear. Something's vibrating quite a bit. Maybe it's you. There's a moth in my lamp. Get out of here. We're gonna go just a relatively simple, straightforward thing, just to remember what I'm doing. I'm officially round. I like this streaky, sapwoody stuff here, but it ends. So if I was going to try to save that, that would be the shape of my bowl, which I don't think is a great shape for a bowl. I'll keep as much as I can up at the top here. We'll do a one whoop. We'll do a one whoop, straightforward one whoop. Yeah, it's been a while, but I have not completely forgotten. No, I don't even hate that, with a little bit of flat on the top. But then I'm just going to sand it out. Let's go all the way. Let's go all the way to the top. Ooh. Okay, I remember how to make cuts. And I still got a fair bit of that stuff in there. That's okay. I don't want to take off too much more because I'm going to lose all of that coolness if I do. See if I can get one more nice, clean middle one. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. It gives me a little bit less sanding. It's not the cleanest of cuts. I got a couple little marks, but I don't think I got to start down at 80 grit anyway. There we go. Want to learn how to turn chair and table legs. Well, you're not going to do that here. Wish YouTube would move that heart emoji elsewhere so we can read people's messages. I don't know what that means. I believe you. There we go. It's sanded up. Finish the outside. And yeah, I don't even know what I have going on for sandpaper situation right now. I'm gonna get this thing tightened up. Which way is tighter? Good thing. I guess that way. Yeah. There we go. All right, sanding. Wasn't terrible cuts on the outside. We can go, let's start with 150 and see if that works. Loud noises. Come on. Oh, it has been a while. I don't know where, like, I can't feel where things are supposed to be. I used to do this all the time. Yeah. Alright, today's not awesome news of the day is that I think I need a new drill. Getting like a slight burnt kind of smell happening, like engine, like motor burning kind of smell, and it's not, feels like it's not acting properly. So that's cool. Always like it when you have to buy a new thing. Still got to replace my forward reverse switch too. It's acting up more than it used to. I always convince myself it doesn't really need it because it only happens once in a while. But then it does it like this. Oh, I swear to God. Oh. I have one. My friend Paul sent me one. And because we strive for adequacy on this channel, I'm just gonna go that high. That's like 240 or something. And we'll finish it up with the custom high-speed crayon. Wonderful finishing system from my friend Scott. I don't remember which which way I want to go. I want to go that way. Let's put a couple little decorative dips in the bottom first. Just a little zip zip. Like that. Now the custom high-speed Greyhound. Hit backwards? Yeah, backwards. Pretty sure. I'm a professional. Does spit a little bit. If you are unfamiliar with this finishing system, it's made by my friend Scott down in Australia. It is your final sanding stages and your finish all in one. There's a link down in the description of this video to where you can get it along with a discount code. He's a great guy and he makes an even better product. I don't know if that's fair. It's tough to say whether he's a better human than this is a finishing product. Because that's not an apples to apples comparison. This is a buff in, buff out kind of situation. I'm just going to do step one for today. Yeah, that's a cool little bit of sapwood and streaky stuff right there. There we go. Let's sit down and we'll have a bev, and then we'll flip it around and do the inside. Yeah, I like that. Here, here's the ash. Is 8 feet long, 7 inches wide, 8/4. Let's all just sit like this for a little while, I guess. Oh. Outside of a bowl done. I was going to say, I didn't even finish this. Should have finished that first. That's a big ash board, right? I told you. They only want 2-inch thick bowls. Yeah, well, it's not about the bowl. It's about the art project that's happening on the inside of the bowl. So yes, they're fairly shallow little mini bowls that they're going to play with tinted resin on the inside and make little oceans and stuff in the bottom of it. I would ask Pinnell to go to the website and get the link for that class and put it in the chat. But I know what he's going to do if I ask him to do that. So I'm not going to ask him to do that. Because he thinks he's funny. And it kind of is. But it's not helpful, really. But I have no control over my employee, so. Oh. Let's see what people were saying. What speed do I sand at? It varies. I tend to sand a little bit slower in the lower grits. And then as I'm getting into higher grits, I go a little bit faster. I don't really. I'll try to notice from now on, if you like. But Chris, please spare us the ribs. It's not ribs, first of all. It's pork chops. You know what you should actually do? No, that it wouldn't be as fun. Yeah, maybe it would be funny. I don't know. Just find that clip from Mac and Me and just but then it's just, yeah, well, I mean, then you're paying homage. I mean, I guess you kind of are anyway, but it would be nice if just once in a while, like, you might be helpful also. To trying to explain to people what this class is. And if I ask you to put a link in the chat, I'm going to get the fucking teriyaki pork chop video. So the Instagram post of the pen turners, they looked happy. Everybody has been happy. I guess I can update that. Remember for those of you who watched the show where I complained about never doing markets again, or didn't really complain, talked about markets and how much money I don't make. And I said, well, if people sign up for my class who said that they were interested because I talked to them at the market, I will make some more money from that. My next pen turning class is full now. So 3 people signed up after talking to me at the market for that class. And I've added another class because somebody called in and said, when's the next one? Because that one's full and there isn't another one on the schedule. So I added another one to the schedule. So that's good. So we can add $400 to the market sales, technically, because I sold the class to these people at that market. So yeah, that's should we do the inside? Let's just get it done so that I don't have to have it lingering. Yeah. Oh, the other advantage of turning this batch that I'm going to do for the resin class is that I don't have to finish the inside because they're going to be doing resin on the inside. So I just leave, as long as I sand the inside, I can leave it raw. They can do their resin bit, and then I'll just bring some of the Custom Creations liquid wax for them to do the parts of the inside that don't get resined. What kind of bowl turning? What kind of wood? This is walnut, yes. The wood that I'm using for that, the bowls for that class are going to be ash. which you would know if you showed up on time. Oh, look at that. He did the thing. He actually did the thing. TheCrowsNestGallery.com. That's not teriyaki pork chops. Thanks, Pinel. Thought you were trying to get fired. Oh, damn it. Wife took my impact driver somewhere. Damn it, Pam. It'd be funny if this mortise didn't fit. It does. Let's get the inside out. Let's get the inside out. Always move your tool rest when your bowl is spinning at full speed. I am going to have to back you guys up. We need 3D glasses for this? Yeah, that'd be rad. I would watch that. We're gonna measure something? Not really. Not really. We're gonna mark off. It's not really measuring. I could just use a random stick. We want to go about that far down. We want to stop about there. Maybe a little before that. About there. And we are about halfway there. So the actual, in case you're actually interested, we want to go about 2 3/8 deep, and we are about 1 1.25 inches so far. Let's let that cool off for a minute. We'll go to the Easywood #1 hollower. Get some stuff hogged out. You can come back. I don't need to sweep by you right now. Maybe a 1/2 inch left. Maybe not quite. This is a deeper bowl than the ones that I'm going to be making next week. Give me that. That's close. Within about a 1/4 inch of where I want to stop now. So we'll do a couple more big heavy ones, and then we'll lighten up on the last couple of cuts. And then we'll sand. Not super delicate thin, but Not all your bowls need to be super delicate thin. Sorry. I want to go a little thinner. For the size, the diameter of this bowl, I think the chunky side maybe isn't what I want. I want a little more delicate than that. That's probably okay. That's a little bit thinner. I'm okay with that. We strive for adequacy. Oh! Usually I go, okay, I want to stop a little bit before that mark right there. And I did not do that. I stopped pretty much bang on that mark right there. So I don't really feel like sanding and finishing this bowl, but I will, I guess. Let's use crappy Amazon paper. Because I can use it on my little guy. I probably need to get in there with the little guy to get those curves. So we use the crappy little Amazon papers. On my drill that it needs replacing. Ugh. Life, am I right? Fuck's sakes. Kidding me right now? Whole fucking thing came apart. No, I'm not gonna. No. I'm obviously. I should have just listened to myself when I said I'm not in the mood to the sand and finish this thing. I didn't get. I got a little bit of from the stupid thing when it came on. Yeah, life is good. Life is fine. It was not a catastrophic situation. Maybe in a little bit I'll decide that I want to finish it tonight. But for now, let's just have a seat, shall we? Gotta buy a new fucking drill now. What's a DeWalt 20-volt cordless drill worth these days? I haven't looked for a while because I haven't needed one. Everything else in the world's gone up a crap ton. I can't imagine that those are any exception. This Mike guy should take photos of this bowl for a sign. You want to make this? Sign up for class now. I do have at the Crow's Nest, not the particular link that he put in the chat, but that is the place where my classes are. And I do have level 2. So after pen turning, we are going to do little bowls like this guy as like the intermediate stage. And I have one of those scheduled for October middle. Bought the drill driver through Rockler employee discount. Of course you did. It doesn't help me. Somebody tell me what they're worth in Canada. $125 American with 2 batteries and a charger. That's what I got. No, well, it was only 2 batteries and a charger. It was like the starter kit. That's what I got the drill driver for. No, that's not true. I bought them each individually. Drill, battery, charger, driver, battery, charger for $99 each. 5 years ago. What's that, like $70 American? It'll be cheaper to buy a kit. Well, it always is, but I don't need any more batteries and chargers. Home Depot Labor Day sales coming. That's a good point. Do we have Labor Day sales in Canada? Yeah, you do. I do need more batteries and chargers. For what? Chargers fail. Your face fails. Yeah. So batteries end up not taking a charge after a while too. It's true. This is a true point. Yeah. $299. Fucking $300. Guess who is going to Ryobi? Going back to Mastercraft. Everything Mastercraft. I had a charger fail, and DeWalt said it was out of warranty, but they said we'll send you a new one anyway. Hey! Don't buy Ryobi. I was partially kidding. I don't have a problem with Ryobi. It's fine. It's fine. Ryobi has lawnmowers as well. I know. I use the Ryobi lawnmower down at my parents' house all the time. So they sent me a new one with a 5 amp hour battery. That's good. I like that. I got 2 of those. I have 2 chargers and 4 batteries. That way I never run out. I have 2 chargers and 3. I have 2 chargers and 5 batteries, 2 of which are 5 amp hour batteries. Is that accurate? Yeah. Where'd I get the extra battery? Why did I buy a single, like 2 amp hour battery? Why did I do that? Where did I get that? Oh, came with the DeWalt. No, that was, I don't think my circular saw came with a battery. Because if it did, it would have come with a charger too, and I only have 2 chargers. It doesn't matter. I'm in the DeWalt battery system. I probably will just end up staying with DeWalt. I got the drill driver, circular saw, edge trimmer, weed whacker thing. Anything else? No, I think that's it. But that's enough. Once you get into a system, just live there. I think. Oh, hey! So, a couple of wonderful pieces of bad news. Other than the drill situation. God, tonight's depressing. So, I made a catastrophic mistake. No, I didn't. It's not a catastrophic mistake. I don't know if I've ever been as angry at myself for a mistake. I think that's probably accurate. I don't know that I've ever been as upset at myself for a mistake as much as the one that I made this week. So Mike's Wooden Things and Stuff limited edition marking knives. Have been delayed. I want to say not indefinitely, because they have been they've hit a hiccup. In an effort to be more efficient in batching out a bunch of marking knives, how do I so in an attempt to be efficient, I didn't pay enough attention to accuracy and precision. So I didn't break all the scales. The scales, I still have them all. But in attempting to do them as batches and just drill through all of them at the same time to match the holes, it ended up, they were sitting not quite perpendicular to the drill press, and or they weren't evenly attached to each other, and et cetera, and so the holes do not match up. The top one does. The top one will work just fine. But as they were going through, Now they don't. So I can make one and maybe two, because the back hole is a little bit slotted. There'll be a couple that I can make like this. But when I get down, I think I might have 4. And 2, because remember I only got 8 scales worth out of that block. I'm also making 2 Cocobolos. And I don't know how far down I get before the drill bit wandered far enough to not be able to go in there anymore. Maybe 3, maybe 4. I don't know. I haven't taken them apart yet. I was really, really frustrated with myself. I went, okay, these all go good. Look, the brass goes. Now it's not even going through. Grind the hole in the, like, elongate this even further. It goes the wrong way though. It goes this way. So like the further I get over here, like it doesn't, I'm getting close to the end if I grind this direction on the wander. I mean, yeah, maybe that's a thing. I don't know what I would do that with. What would I do that with? Where's my little... Anyway, I put the pins in. There we go. See how like not perpendicular that is? Like it's pretty bad. I don't know if you guys can really tell how not perpendicular that is. And then when you compound that with this one, like it's pretty bad. But on an individual basis, I have some that will work. I just don't know which ones and how many. Cocobolos are great. I'll have 2 Cocobolo handled marking knives, and at least I want to say 3 or 4 of these guys. But that's the state of those. I was really, really mad at myself. You might be able to compensate on each one will be a one-off. Well, what I thought initially when I did it, I was like, okay, well, instead you're not going to be able to fill and re-drill because of the uniqueness of the wood, but you could just pin the front, and then on the back you could inlay, just drill like a 3/8 inch Forstner bit, drill down in there and lathe up a 3/8 inch tube of like maple or something and slice that into inlays, and then engrave my logo on the inlay, and then it looks like it's on purpose and whatever. And I was like, that's a lot of extra work for no extra money for these. Small file. Maybe I can get a file that small. It's pretty. It's like an 1/8. Yeah, no, it's absolutely an 1/8 because that's what this is. Yeah. I would have to find an 1/8 inch thick file. There's possibilities. I'm just like saying that this was really frustrating, and I was mad at myself for doing it. Because if I would have just like, instead of like double side, like, oh, we'll do the Starbond masking tape and put them all together, just drill them in a batch. Whoopity-doo, look at me go, being efficient. And I just completely lost focus on the fact that that is not accurate anymore, idiot. they are still theoretically going to happen. Some of them are absolutely theoretically going to happen. No, some of them are still absolutely going to happen. I think I get probably at least, before that, those drill bits wander off too much to not fit in that slot anymore, I think I probably get 4 at least. Maybe at least was too ambitious. I think I get 4, based on the skew, which makes 6, including the Cocobolos, which make 1 for me. That would make 5 for sale. And I'll figure out something. Like, I'll figure out a way to fix the other ones. I just, like, it was really, it was quite upsetting. I was like, yeah, you're an idiot. You are just not very smart. In an attempt to be efficient, you completely ignored the fact that you also need to be accurate. So that's bad news number 1. Wait, number 2 after the drill. Bad news number 3. I guess bad news number 3 is that I filmed the intro and the unboxing of the Weaver Chuck. I did not get to the trial phase of the Weaver Chuck. You broke that too? Well, kinda. Because it came in a not accurately constructed state. Okay, fuck. Let's go get it. I packed it back up because hopefully it's getting replaced. But I'll spoiler alert you guys. Are you saying I'm not getting a cheap chuck from you now? What the fuck? You can have this one for... No, not super cheap. I paid money for it. They are hopefully going to replace it. We'll get there. If only you opened it up within the return period. Part of the issue I'm having with Weaver. So I open it up, and in their fully closed positions, this is the chuck fully closed, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's not fully closed at all. Like, huh? That's okay. Maybe if I just unscrew some of the jaw bolts and then tighten it down and then tighten down the bolts, I can get that gap closed. But one of the bolts, I can only assume they decided to put a bunch of Loctite in, because I couldn't get the damn thing. I couldn't get it done. Just one. I was like reaming on it, and I thought I was going to break the tool. So I put it in my leg vise and got the right size dealie into my drill and gave it a go and stripped it. So one of the bolts was in like non-precision work that I could not fix because I could not get the bolt out without stripping the head of the bolt. So I have contacted them and I said, hey, this is, I just opened this, but it's outside the 30-day return window. So I can't even just automatically send it back to you and get a replacement. How can we address this situation? And they sent me a response saying, send us pics and or a quick video of the problem and we'll have a discussion. And I haven't done that yet because that was just yesterday. Actually, this morning, I got their email saying like, oh yeah, no, just like, and so at least we're engaging in the discussion. I wanted to immediately say, well, lucky for you, I have video of me unboxing and complaining about this that's about to go on YouTube. But let's give them a chance to remedy the situation before I go off about how terrible that is. But like I was like, okay, well, it feels kind of cheap, but not like, I'm not that concerned because it's half the cost of a one-way. So like, let's not get ahead of ourselves. And then I opened it up and I looked at it. I was like, why does it look like that gap is bigger than this gap? Like when it was open. And I was like, are they opening unevenly? Like, is that even possible? And then I closed them all up and I saw that gap in between those two jaws. And I was like, huh, wonder if I can get that close. Nope. It's obvious it's never been used. I can't imagine any good company would reject this. I mean, I can send them the entirety of my video content of me opening up the box and being like, yeah, this doesn't feel awesome, but it, like, we're talking about a like a cheap discount product here. Like, I'm comparing it unfairly to something I paid twice as much money for. So let's just dial back our expectations. And then, yeah, it kind of continued downhill. The return period is much too short for those of us who hoard packages to film ourselves opening them. Tell you what, Mr. Purnell. I've had that Wolverine jig over there. What, year and a half? In the box? Absolutely guarantee you, if I open it up and there's a manufacturing defect in it, I get a new one within 4 days. Probably. Maybe not, because shipping sucks. But like, I bet there's another one on its way to my house within 4 days. The spoke, no, it's not a spoke shave. The cabinet scraper. Was it last Father's Day? Anyway, no, it was two manufacturer defect sales ago that I got the cabinet scraper that I still haven't opened. I guarantee you, if I open that box and there's something wrong with it, there's a new one on its way within a couple of days. So, Beaver sponsors a lot of YouTube videos. Do they? I'd never even heard of them until somebody mentioned it on this show. Like, what do you think of these guys? I'm like, I've never heard of this company. Tell them you are a YouTuber trying to do a review video. I will. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, like, see how long the clip I can give them. And it'll be me, like, trying to ream the damn bolt open with the crap tool that comes with the shit. And being like, it feels like I'm just gonna snap this tool. Like, this bolt is not coming off. And then I'm holding it up to the camera and being like, I need to get this gap closed. So I'm trying to loosen off these things. Like, I have much video. Beer. I am going to give them a chance to remedy the situation. So you could get free stuff from Beaver. Well, yeah, but Do I want free stuff from Viver? If it takes them 3 tries to get me one that functions properly, then I don't want to bother with that. Heck of a way to get your first sponsor. It's not my first sponsor. Well, sponsor is a tough thing to define because I have not paid for finishing products for things that I make on my lathe for like 2 years. I haven't paid for cyanoacrylate glue for about 2 years. They don't pay me to talk about them, but it's got this weird arrangement with Starbond too. It's not weird. They send me glue, I use it. It's a perfectly good arrangement. They send me glue, I use it, I talk about it, and send people to go buy them some more. And then when they do, I get like not very much money. But they give me free glue. Is the Wolverine jig 2.5 years now? Well, I did get it for a Father's Day. So maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna have to get my my administrative assistant to look into what Father's Day it was that I got that for myself. Maybe. I still guarantee that if I open it up and there's a manufacturer defect, I get a new one. No questions asked. I can get the box elder burl to replace the piece. No, dude, it'll be fine. I'll do as many as I can. I will do as many as I can do before the hole drifts too far. And then the ones that have drifted too far, I will look into maybe extending the hole or maybe plugging with something and then doing like an inlay thing in them. Nice random alarm. Yeah, apparently at some point in the last few days, I had something to do at 7:22. Maybe wake up from nap. It could have been my like after work nap alarm to like wake up and eat some food. See, you don't know if I'm joking. I'm not joking. What'd you miss? Kabla, what'd you miss? I made a walnut bowl that I decided not to finish. I almost finished it. It's just sanding and finishing the inside. Like it's cut. Six inch by 6 inch by 20 inch. What? Roughly $300 each. What? 6 by 6 by 20. $300 each. Oh, how big a box elder can you get? 6 by 6 by 20. Wow. The blank I sent Mike I sell for $80 to $100 each. Well, glad I could just go ahead and fuck that up for you. It's like I sell these for $100. Here, have it. Okay. With the drill press. Idiot. We'll just cut it down into little strips and just drill press through them all. Yay, look at me. Thanks for the $100. Like, don't come here to learn. Yeah. I will get some knives out of it. I gotta have a couple of nice Cocobolo deals. Look at that ankle. It is on the bottom. If I match the front hole up, it is meh. Honestly, I can just see just the edge of that back hole. Yeah. Frustrating. And just talking about it, just talking about it with you guys is like, it's making me upset. Like, it's making me, it's raising my blood pressure just actually discussing it. Because, like, it's such a like, just do them one at a time. Just put the scales together, drill through them with the holes, and just match them up and go. I probably didn't even fucking save any time by going through the process of, like, with the tape and the star bond and like to make them into a stack. It probably would have taken less time for me to just do them one at a time without going through the bit. Okay, it's fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. I need to just. It is what it is. A lot of woodworking is making mistakes and either fixing those mistakes or learning from those mistakes. I think Weaver has a drill press. Nicely done. It's machined accurate to be within like a half inch of variability. I heard Weaver has a lathe truck, Kapla says. Kapla's the only one who actually cares about the Weaver lathe truck. And then he showed up right after I stopped talking about the Weaver lathe truck and the situation that I'm in. You're going to have to go back. I'm not going to go through it again. The faster way to batch with drill press is to set up a couple of fences of wood blocks so that each piece of wood is placed in the same spot. You know what I need right now? I need some people to tell me what I should have done. That's what I need. That'll make me feel better. It's fine. It was only $100 piece of stabilized box elder burl from my friend Paul. And a fair investment of time, and that was going to be like a significant percentage of my income from woodworking for the year. It's fine. I'm gonna have these nice little Cocobolo guys. Don't drill drunk. I was not. I promise. It's like 10 o'clock in the morning a couple days ago. It sucked. Turn scales into keychain. Have you guys not been paying attention? I think I can still, most of them I think will still work. How far back for the truck? All the way back, Kapla. All the way back at the beginning. Wait till after the show's done, and then you go back and watch the show. It's important that you watch the whole thing to get the full extent. Don't tell him. The was it TLDR? The TLDR of the situation is that I'm in discussions with them to see whether or not they will accept a return and or send me a replacement, because it took me so long to open. It's a not insignificant manufacturer defect, but because I let it sit around for 2 months before opening it, I'm technically not entitled to anything. But they will not like the review that happens if I don't get any sort of result from this. And like the 100 people that watch it will not buy this. TLDR, Mike sat on his hands and may now have a paperweight. Or it might not be such a bad defect that I couldn't still use it, but never be able to change the jaws. In which case I have $130 not very good chuck that I can't make any adjustments to. One Way has a 2-year manufacturer defect warranty, by the way. Oh, so what you're saying is I can't get the new Wolverine jig if there's a manufacturer defect on that? I bet I can. I bet if I call Robin and be like, hey, I'm on YouTube and I just didn't get a chance to open it for 2 years because I couldn't, whatever. He'd be like, I got you back. I got you. The thing was $130, yes. From Viver, with a 12 months warranty and can be returned for free within 30 days of delivery for approved reasons. And it was not within 30 days of delivery. So I may have to pay for shipping to China and then pay for shipping for the new thing. I thought it was a cheap chuck. That is a cheap chuck, dude. Where are you getting a cheaper chuck than $130 Canadian that's worth buying? I mean, I'm trying to find out if this is worth buying. What's the cheaper than $130 option? Don't you worry, you won't make it up in YouTube money. It's true. It's true. But I'm on YouTube is no excuse for not opening your packages in a reasonable amount of time. These are all really good and helpful pieces of advice, you guys. I have the worst Fans. I guess that's the answer. From now on, as soon as I get a package, I need to at least record the opening of it so that I can see if it has any manufacturer defects or whatever. You just tape it back up for unboxing. Ugh. $130 is within throwing distance of a Chuck price from a reputable manufacturer, isn't it? Depends what your throwing distance is, I suppose. The one way is double that right now. What's a reputable manufacturer that's within throwing distance of $130 for a Chuck and Jaws? That isn't a two-handy, stupid bullshit thing. I don't know. Wood River is 160 US, so that's probably $200. Is $70 Canadian throwing distance. That's on $130. That's 50% more. Ish. Film is all about how you make people perceive something. Film is all about it. Beer. What size Beaver Chuck did I get? It's this big. Hey, you know what? There will be a video on the however this ends up. I'm just letting you know what the current situation is. I am in discussion with them about whether or not they are going to replace the thing. It showed up, I opened it, it was shit. I couldn't make it not shit, but it took me too long to open it. So I may or may not be entitled to any sort of replacement. And if not, if they say like, nope, sorry, I'll be like, okay. And I'll put out the video that says like, don't buy shit from Beaver because they're garbage and shitty. And the Supernova 2 Chuck is $145. That's what I meant. $15 I would call throwing distance. Is it a one-handy, gear-driven? Because I don't know why I didn't just do that instead. Because I didn't trust this Beaver company from the start. Like, they are clearly a Chinese ripoff. Take everybody else's designs and make them out of cheaper parts with probably children making them. I would love to see the This Chuck is Shit video. Well, that's what they're going to end up getting if I can't get it figured out so that I can have a new Chuck. I would love for you guys to see, like, just there's like a minute of me, like, trying to ream this bolt off with their crappy little... But first of all, I unboxed the thing. And I'm like, okay, well this thing, the thing that actually opens and closes the jaws is clearly not of high quality. But yeah, I mean, you gotta be cutting some corners when you're charging not very much money for your thing. And the the jaw bolts use this guy. And I was like, oh, I'll just loosen them off. You're like, yeah, I'll just loosen them off. And then I got to one of them and I was like, and I was like, I think it feels like I'm gonna break this damn crappy little thing. Like, look at the size of this Allen thing. It feels like I'm gonna snap it if I keep going. And I probably would have, because I'm really strong. Imagine an Angry Mike reviews Beaverchuck becoming his most viewed video. It probably would. It's precision engineering. That is the Wood River. Wouldn't surprise me. Man, my blood pressure is serious. Like, I can actually feel. You guys are not doing me any favors today. It's supposed to make me enjoy my life more than I normally do. I am not in a good emotional state right now. I'm like actually quite angry. By the looks of that, I think I'll pass on the Beaver. So far, I would also. I am going to give them an opportunity to remedy the situation, and then we'll see. Maybe I got a shit one, but if the Supernova 2, which is a one-handed gear-driven dealing, is the same price, like I can't imagine why you would go. I would let them know you're a YouTuber doing a video on it. That's good. Well, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. When I do reply, probably tomorrow, because I had to cool off. When I do finally reply to them, I'm gonna say like, well, you're in luck because I have a lot of footage of the problem and me discovering the problem. Where would you like me to transfer this footage to so that you can have a look at it before it goes on to YouTube? I need to have a little walk. Oh. And maybe a guitar. I have many leather-bound books. It's true. My office smells of rich mahogany. Sun's going down yet? Oh yeah, sun's going down. I don't think I should tell them what my channel is, though. Because then they'll look and be like, well, we don't care if that many people... We don't care if that many people know that we're garbage. So, be sure to tell them we're kind of a big deal. Yeah, that was what I was getting at. I guess you guys can come while I walk about. I guess I'm just standing in the driveway. Let's see, good. It's a little smoky. I mean, our province is on fire. So we're in not bad shape for air quality, I guess, but like, oh, I gotta stretch. I gotta put you down. I can't stretch with you holding you guys. Part of the walking around part is the stretching. Canada without 6 feet of snow. Yeah, we don't get that snow that much we don't get that much snow ever, really. I have the Penn State Chuck also. I think, honestly, even the Penn State Chuck has better bolts in terms of like the size of key that goes in them, in terms of like the actual, what's it called? The gauge of the bolt. Oh, let's look. Here it is right here. Here's the crappy Penn State one. Maybe they're the same. Yep. Same size. But they all open. Like I can loosen and tighten them off and change the jaws. We'll see. Maybe I got a bunk one. Maybe it's worth half the price. I can't imagine it is. Especially knowing the new information about the Nova. That would have been useful information for me. Wow, what's the quote? Information that would have been useful an hour ago. No, Adam Sandler. Happy Gilmore, right at the beginning when he's breaking up with his girlfriend. For yesterday, that's what it was. Information that would have been useful yesterday. Like heard my echo off the houses. I should probably close the garage door. None of you going to be at Handworks next weekend. Really? Like I'm already not in a bad enough mood. Have a fantastic time at Handworks. It'd be cool. I would enjoy it if I lived close and had a lot of money to spend. I'd bring my marking knives to sell. Get a booth. Sell my 5 marking knives. Do they have a big deal presenter this year? I know some years they have like a pretty big deal guy that does like their keynote address or demo or something. They had that Roy Underhill fella one year. Shannon going? They could get Shannon Rogers. He's probably not going. I'm 5 hours away, not a cheap trip. Oh, it's Roy again. Okay. This guy's got a cool mustache. There are several off-brand Chucks on Amazon for the same money as the Viver. Honestly, this whole experiment has just kind of reinforced my my opinion that just spend twice as much money. I'm sorry, like I don't think it's worth getting a cheap one. Like it sucks. Everybody's hurting. Everybody's trying to pinch pennies wherever they can. But this is a really important piece of your turning kit, to have a precision engineered thing that holds your work really well, spins it consistently. Like it's pretty important. The Novichucks are the same price or cheaper than the Viver. I would be concerned then. I don't know. Maybe I'll go look at a Novichuck. Maybe these guys will give me a refund, and instead of a return, I can go spend it on one of those. You can't spend what you don't have. This is exactly true. But do you want to spend what little you do have on something that is going to piss you off and frustrate you and compromise the quality of your work? You know, like if that's the option, if the option is buy something cheap that's going to frustrate you and compromise the quality of your work and possibly your safety, or wait until you can get something that is not going to do that. I'm not saying those are the two options, but if those were the two options, I think I would rather not. Wood River had the PSI mandrel saver without the mandrel for $20. Oh, is it just the end piece that goes over the mandrel? Yeah, that's cool. Got the G3 combo with chuck, coal jaws, and tools. Got mine before prices went up. I think that's the problem, is that the prices have gone up. And the people who have managed to not have their prices go up have been cutting corners in other ways to keep the prices down, right? I would be very surprised if Nova, at the same price as Viver, was doing significantly better work. Like maybe the quality of the Nova chucks have gone way down. I don't know. There's only so many ways that a company can charge less for their things. I don't think that one way as a company is like, you get those suckers, they're gonna pay for this this I don't know. We'll see. We'll let this play out. Don't tell my wife that I spent $130 on what might be a paperweight. I'm going to sell it to Tyler Peterson. Don't tell him that it's garbage either. I'll sell it to him for $100. I'll take the loss. Your class paid for it? No, my class needs to pay for another lathe, my friend. Because if I'm going to be having 4 students, I need a second not garbage lathe to tell her you won it from bingo. That's right. Lajeunesse bought it for me. He won the bingo prize, and I was gonna send him $130, but he said, no, buy yourself a new Chuck. There we go. There we go. I was gonna send Lajeunesse $130, but he was like, no. Buy yourself this Chuck and let us know if it's any good. Okay, Todd. This is how it went, okay? I was like, hey, Todd, what would you like me to spend $130 on for your prize? And you said, you know what I would like? I would like for you to buy this Chuck on the internet and then let us know if it's any good. Okay? I don't remember why you bought that Chuck in the first place. It was Kapla's fault. No, I mean it's nobody's fault. I get asked a lot about lathe accoutrement, and Chucks came up on a show, and I was like, I said what I always say, like, just save up the money and buy something good. And Kapla was pointing, he said something about these companies that are doing Chucks for less. Like, have you ever tried any? And I said, no, I haven't. You're right. That's not fair of me to say. Because it's not. I shouldn't just be able to go around saying don't spend not very much money when I haven't tried these things. So you should, in order for you to keep saying that out loud to people, you should actually have some information. Like, be transparent. You can't tell people not to buy stuff that you've never tried and have any sort of integrity. Except for Matthias Wandel plans. I've never tried any of those. Don't buy them. And any product from Varathane. Haven't tried most of those, but every one I've tried has been garbage. So I'm not going to bother trying the rest of them. That was the night I was asking what Chuck I should buy. So it's your fault. Buy a one-way Talon. Until I'm proven wrong, that's my answer. One way is Canadian pride for country there. I mean, I get maybe that's part of it, but I don't know. Did I even know that One Way was Canadian when I bought the first one? Yeah, maybe I did. But I wasn't like, I'm going to buy the Canadian one. Like, that wasn't part of my buying decision. I just knew that it was quality. Is there an American made one? I know Australian is Vicmark. What's the American made and developed and manufactured? I only mentioned Beaver when you said you were getting one. I don't remember the order of things. It doesn't matter. Like, this is how things went. Easy Wood Tools has a Chuck. That's the American one. And it's significantly more expensive. It is rad, though. It does look rad. My Rikon lathe is having a problem with the switch. I also have a problem with the switch. Robust! a good point. Do they make chucks also? Or do they just make really, really nice lathes? I can't imagine that they wouldn't make chucks. The Easy Wood is $659. So there you go. We're hitting another level. One more beer. There's no bingo card this month, so if I say it twice, doesn't matter. Oh, no, I don't want to stop streaming. Why did it do that? I went to go scroll and it was like, are you sure you want to quit? When you say nice, you mean very expensive? It's got some neat features. If I spent more time in front of my lathe and I was in like a production-y kind of situation where lathe work was more of my income, I think I would be able to justify the features of the Easy Wood chuck. When you say, oh, you're talking about robust lathes. Yeah, dude. I don't just mean really expensive. I mean, like, they are nice. I have seen them in person, and like, I got to play on one for a little bit, and you can just tell. You could just tell, like, it was not a giant, enormous piece of thing that I had on there when I was playing with it, but it could have been. I could have been spinning a 36-inch bad boy chunk of something to make an awesome cabinet door or something with. I could, yeah, the robot, the American Beauty that I got to just play on for like half an hour, maybe one day. I was like, oh, this is why these are so expensive. And you can just feel the difference. I don't get what the big deal is. It just needs to clamp a piece of wood with the chuck. Yeah, it needs to clamp a piece of wood perfectly in the center of these 4 moving parts. And all of these 4 moving parts need to put a perfectly even amount of pressure on the middle of something that is already... It shouldn't be that difficult, considering that the knowledge exists. But it is the chucks are precision instruments. Except for that one. And the chuck needs to be balanced. It needs to, like, yeah, it needs to do a lot of things that are precision based. Well, it spins at 3,000 RPM or more. McGill's here. Look out. I'm not in a good place tonight, Sean. These guys aren't helping any. They're making me sad about poor decisions I've made and about how crappy I am at doing stuff. And they're making me realize that I have far fewer friends than I think I do. I understand when you get to the larger size. Oh yeah, no, I would never buy a robust little guy, like a benchtop robust lathe. No. No. See, that's just dumb. Did you blow up a bowl and I missed it? No, the bowl is just happy, healthy, living over on the lathe still. I just didn't really feel like finishing the inside of it. And then I started to finish the inside of it, and then the sandpaper spinny deal came off and did a thing, and I was just like, nope. For those of you who weren't here during the turning portion of the evening, here's what we turned. It's a walnut, little sapwood creeping through on the one side. The one swoop. And I went to start sanding the inside, and I didn't really feel like it. And then my dealie, wherever it went, this thing, except smaller, came off the post and made a gouge, and I was just like, nah, no, you know what? Be done for tonight. But you should absolutely go back and watch the replay of it, because it was a good show, and it was a fun turn, and that'll give me almost a dime if you go watch all of it. No, that's bad math. $7 per 1,000. That a 1/10 of a cent per view? I don't know. I'm not a math guy. Pinnell? Run the drill in reverse so it doesn't unscrew. It shouldn't unscrew anyway. It should just be attached. Why would you ever need to unscrew it? I didn't even know it was able to unscrew, because it shouldn't be able to unscrew. That's stupid design. And I think I was running it in reverse, in fact, when it unscrewed. So run it in forward. Yeah. But the Veritas Mark II honing guide, kind of regret it. Really? Oh, I think we might have talked about that. There's some people have a problem with the Mark II. I'll never regret buying the Veritas Mark II honing guide. That's the only way that I figured out how to get sharp. Like, I was never sharp until I bought the Mark II honing guide for my plane blades and chisels. I would not have it any other way. I don't sharpen nearly often enough, but when I do, I'm glad that I have the consistency. Mark II comment was answering Fearsome. Oh, what's Fearsome's issue now? Got a decent distraction question for everyone. Do you think there are 3 Veritas tools? Oh, hey, okay. Oh, I like this. I like hypotheticals. Do you think there are 3 Veritas tools that are the best examples of that tool? And the top tools they make. What are 3 must-have items from Veritas? I don't have enough from Veritas that I can say that I can answer that confidently, but I'm going to. The Band-Aids? McGill, thank you. I think the Veritas Band-Aids are a must-have. I think, by all accounts, I think it's pretty much consensus that their router plane is the best one on the market. Their large router plane with the variable, with the micro adjust mechanism, and the open throat one direction, closed throat the other direction. Their model of router plane is, I think, universally accepted as the best one. And I'm just gonna say anything with PMV11 steel, because they are the only company who offers PMV11 steel. because it's a proprietary thing. And I like it a lot. Are you talking about the Veritas router plane? Yeah, I think feel free to disagree, but my understanding is that the Veritas router plane, the large one with the micro adjust and the open throat one direction, closed throat the other direction, reversible blade, it feels like it's kind of acknowledged as the best router plane. I like their dovetail saw. I have their dovetail saw. It's good. I don't think it's the best dovetail saw out there, but I think it's good. I think PMV11 is a significant upgrade in steel for edge tools, and you can only get that from them. Their low angle jack, the Veritas low angle jack is easily my most used hand tool. Tough call. The Veritas low angle jack or that Japanese Dozuki saw right there. In terms of how often it comes off the wall. In terms of total time being used, it's that guy right there. But the Veritas Band-Aids are probably the answer. Like the best thing that they have that you can't get from anybody else, Band-Aids. Japanese saw made by Veritas. No, it is not. I was just in that instance. I was just talking about the most used hand tool in my shop. One of the two most used hand tools in my shop is by Veritas, and it is that guy right there. Low angle jack. I used him a fair bit. That's a Veritas block plane. Not as much as Band-Aids. Not as much as the Veritas Band-Aids. Hold on. Do I use the low angle jack plane more often than I use a Veritas Band-Aid? No. No, I don't. Let's be honest. I use a Veritas Band-Aid more often than I use that jack plane. That's another fucking depressing thing to have to say. God, you guys are the worst. Like, all of you are Stanifer today. All of you are Stanifer today. You're just all the worst. In any case, I think we should wrap this up. We are at 2.5 hours almost. We made a bowl. Let's say that we made a bowl. It's all but done. How often are you hurting yourself? You may need an intervention. I don't think so. Don't you guys always just constantly get little nicks on stuff? Like, yeah, I've cut myself on the jointed edge of a board. Like, we work with sharp things all the time. I've taken a new table saw blade out of the package and cut myself on it. I fucking put a staple through my finger, like right through my finger, when I unboxed my grinder. Like, we work around sharp things, and you always get little nicks and things. And like, the Veritas Band-Aid is the best product that Veritas offers. Get slivers and occasionally prick my finger on a chisel. Yeah. Or just like you got your marking knife and you're holding your thing with your marking knife and you're holding it like that, and then by accident you like try to mark there instead. And you know, just stab my finger tonight on a file card while cleaning a file. See? If you're not injuring yourself, you're not working enough. I get cuts and don't even know what happened. Yeah. Yeah. You take a router bit out of the case and it, like the post? What's the part of the router bit that goes in the router? Shaft, I guess. And it's a little bit too stuck in the case that it's in, and you go to pull the router bit out, and it's because it's so good and you don't have a good enough grip on it. You know, shank. Thank you, Sean. Shaft is close. Stop it. Anyway, so over the next couple of days, I have to make approximately 30 bowls out of a big ash board. And tonight was good practice to make sure that I remembered the process of going about doing that. That's about the size of bowl that I'm going to be making too, like five and a bit inch bowl, 2 inches deep. And then some smaller guys that are more like it's sort of a guacamole cup kind of. I'm laughing way too much at that. I used to install carpet, so I use carpet layer bandages, toilet paper, and masking tape. Just anytime you're ordering anything from Lee Valley, just add a pack of Veritas Band-Aids to your cart. Use a block of wood to yank them out like a wedge. Yeah, I mean, we all know that you should do that, right? We all know that you should be recognizing and cognizant of the fact that this is a sharp motherfucking thing that you're grabbing onto with your fingers and then pulling on. But, you know, it is what it is. We're all human, I think. Didn't they just say? Didn't they like? I don't even know who to believe anymore. This nonsense world. But like, are there aliens? Did they like confirm like that there are aliens? Because it's like it feels like people are saying like, "See, told you," and it's. But is it though? I don't know. I don't have enough interest in it to figure out if that's actually true. No aliens yet. See, God, I hope Tom DeLonge is not right about most of what he believes. Still cut myself on them. Think I'm being smart. Yeah, see? I haven't cut myself on lathe chisels yet, but then you wear gloves when you turn? Really? On the front hand too? I don't know if that's, I mean, I'm not going to safety police anybody, but I want to have a better feel, and I don't want gloves around spinning things. I've seen the results. When that goes badly, it goes very, very badly. But everybody can have their own control over what level of risk they're willing to take. I'm not going to walk around telling people to not do things because it's not safe. had some idiot today. See, I'm in a bad headspace. Some idiot today commented on my DeWalt shop vac video. In fact, he calls me a clown and says that if I'm scared of loud noises, I shouldn't be around power tools. Like, well, that's what you got out of that video? Like, I don't remember ever saying that I was scared of loud noises. I think I said that this is a quieter shop vac than any that I've previously had. I think is the only comment I made on it being loud or quiet. But it's like, what kind of person do you have to be to watch that video, call the guy who did it a clown, and say, like, why are you afraid of loud noises or whatever? Like, I just don't understand people. Want me to go cuss him out? No, I mean, it's fine. Like, I just don't get it. Like, how is that what you got out of that video? Like, maybe I did at some point say, like, it always scares me when I turn on other vacuums. Like, I can't see that happening, but like, I don't understand people. Go thumbs up the comment, Paul. It's still engagement, that's true. I prefer not to have loud noises in the shop. In all powerless tools like hand planes and stuff. Yeah. I mean, I do too. I would like things to be quieter, but like, I think I was complimenting it on it being quieter than other shop vacs, and he's just like, this clown doesn't like loud noises. Why is he around power tools or something? I'm like, it's weird. It's just a weird thing to say. Been wearing gloves to work in many years. Don't wear them at table saw and such. Yeah. And like I said, no judgment, man. Like, it's, anyone have dogs and know if mosquitoes get them? Baby has a little bald spot and it looks like mosquitoes got her on walks. I would imagine that mosquitoes don't care what kind of blood they get, my friend. I don't think that they're that picky. They're just looking for nutrients. Anyway, I think let's wrap it up. This was not my favorite show. I made a thing, which is cool. But there's a lot of negativity. It's all good. Can't find the comment to thumb it. Oh, well, they're probably organized by, like, popularity or something. I don't know. They're not organized by most recent. So it's because it just came in today, it doesn't have any engagement on it, so it's probably at the bottom. Can you sort? Yeah, Pinnell's got an idea. Sort by newest. Because it was just a few hours ago. Guess I shouldn't have come. I ruined the show. No, you didn't ruin the show. There were bad stuff happening long before you got here. We were talking about the marking knives and like, just, and I'm kind of joking too. Like, it's all good, you guys, honestly. Sometimes there's a shitty week. It'll get fixed. The marking knife thing will get figured out. The chuck thing will get figured out. The bowl, what was the third bad thing? The drill the fact that I need to buy a new drill, honestly, that drill doesn't owe me anything at this point. I've been pretty hard on it for 6 years. You're not supposed to use drills the way that I use my drill for a lot of time. That drill doesn't owe me anything. The fact that I have to buy a new one is not really a surprise to me. It just so happened that, bad timing. Sometimes you're the bug, sometimes you're the windshield. Sometimes hold on. Sometimes you get the goat, sometimes the goat gets you. I'm picturing Sam, what's his face? And the dude sitting at the bar getting a White Russian. Sometimes it's somebody look it up for me. See, Tyler's already got the points. Sometimes you're the bear. I don't think that's right. It is Sam Elliott. I don't remember the quote. We didn't get a good picture of it, so I'll have to take another one. Boy, looks like the rebel symbol from Star Wars. Hey, cool. Anyway, it is what it is. So I have to buy a new drill that doesn't owe me anything, and I'm honestly kind of surprised it lasts this long. The chuck situation is ongoing and was a bad decision. Sometimes you make bad decisions and you just have to move on with life. I'm upset with myself for this, but you make mistakes and you move on from them, and you fix as many as you can while you're going. And yeah, the Cocobolo ones are going to be great. It's great. It's all in good. We're all just making our way through the world, one foot in front of the other. I got a new walnut bowl that I'm going to finish up tomorrow before I launch into making 30 bowls out of one big ash board. Thanks for the honesty on the chuck. Well, that's kind of what I do. I'm not gonna lie to people about anything. Life's too short. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe, everybody. Thanks for coming. This was a weird roller coaster of a show. But you know that I appreciate you coming. I hope you know that I appreciate you coming. We'll see you next week. Bye for now. Yeah.